Mulwa minongke, igama lango for hanakulod a nawal from 1 BSE A2. And I am the reporter assigned to discuss the Xhosa language. First, let us define the Xhosa language. Xhosa, referred to as Isik Xhosa by those who speak it, is one of the Nguni languages. Nguni refers to a group of Bantu languages spoken by tribes right across sub-Saharan Africa. Nguni languages include Zulu, Ndebele, and Swati, as well as Xhosa. Someone who speaks a Nguni language will most likely be able to understand certain parts of other Nguni languages. This is because they are part of the same language family. Xhosa is one of the 11 official languages of South Africa. Most of the people that speak it live in South Africa, but Xhosa is also recognized as minority language in Zimbabwe. There are over 8 million people that speak Xhosa as a first language. There are also a further 11 million people that can speak it as a second language. Most of the people that speak Xhosa in South Africa live in the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Gauteng, and Northern Cape area. Vowel of Xhosa language. There are 5 vowel phoneme sounds that distinguish word meaning. Vowels can be either short or long. Let's take a look at how the vowels are pronounced in Xhosa. A is pronounced the same as A in umbrella. For example, amanzi means water. A is pronounced the way we say like an empty. For example, ewe means yes. I is pronounced the way we say E as in give. For example, imini. O is pronounced the way we say O, like an law. For example, idolo means knee. U is pronounced the way we say O as in cool. For example, uluflu means least. Tones. Xhosa is a tonal language with 2 inherent phonemic tones, low and high. Long vowels are phonemic but are usually not written except for A and A, which are sequences of 2 vowels with different tones that are realized as long vowels with contour tones. And now let's proceed to the consonant of Xhosa language. Xhosa is rich in uncommon consonants, besides pulmonic aggressive sounds which are found in all spoken languages. It has a series of ejective stops and 1 implosive stop. Number 1. Click consonants. Click are stops produced with 2 points of contact in the mouth, 1 forward and 1 in the back. It has 18 click consonants. There are a series of 6 dental clicks represented by the letter C, 6 alveolar lateral clicks represented by the X, and a series of 6 alveolar clicks represented by the letter Q. Number 2. Implosive consonants. Implosive consonants are produced by inhaling rather than exhaling the air. Number 3. Breathy voice consonants. Breathy voice consonants are produced when the vocal cords vibrate as they do in normal voicing, but are held further apart so that a volume of air escapes between them. Number 4. Ejective consonants are pronounced with simultaneous closure of the glottis, raising air pressure in the mouth, so when the sound is released, there is noticeable bursts of air accompanying the release. They are marked with an apostrophe. And this is the consonant chart. Here is the 18 click consonants. Xhosa's 3 types of clicks. The first one is the dental clicks, letter C. To make the C click, place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth near your incisors and make sound, as though you were attempting on a cappella rendition of the theme song to 60 Minutes. Example, E, I, I. The next one is the alveolar lateral clicks, or letter X. To make an X click, place Place the side of your tongue against your teeth and inhale, making a click as though you were urging a horse along. For example, Ella. Lastly, the alveolar clicks. Letter Q. The Q click is the loudest. It is produced by putting the tip of the tongue against the roof of your mouth and snapping it downward in a sound. Think of a horse walking on cobblestones. For example, onda. These are just 4 examples of single consonant in Xhosa. There are 21 consonants in total. It's basically the same as in English. The H, H for humble, which means go. The F, F for faga, which means put in. G for gula, which means sick. J for jija, which means tweet. And double consonants. This is a combination of 2 consonants. So the first one will be DL, which an example would be klala, which means play. Now, to make that sound klala, you need to put your tongue at the tip of your mouth on your palate, a little bit behind your teeth. And you keep it there, but you close your mouth a little bit and you breathe out from the chest, so it needs to have a bit of resonance. Klala. Next one is HL, and it's similar to the DL sound, but it doesn't have as much resonance. But once again, you take the tip of your tongue, put it on the front of your palate, and breathe out with emphasis to be klala. So it's got the it's almost like a cat hissing in a way. Next one is ND. You just let it roll. Ndi, ndi, which means I. And the NG, then you have ngena, which means come in. The next one is TY, which you can find in okotya, which means to eat, or it can also mean food. To make the tia sound, you push your tongue to the front of the mouth, and then you make a little suction, th, th, and then you pull it apart in the front, tia tia. There are few consonant planes which has made as opposites being difficult to pronounce. Let's have a look at some of them. The letter B is pronounced differently if it followed with an H, such as in the word bala, or without an H, as in the word bala. The PH are pronounced the same as an P in paper, but with more aspiration, which is breath behind it. For example, pupa. TH is pronounced like an in Thai, but with more aspiration. For example, tata. The RH combination can be a tricky sound. It is pronounced the same as the way G is pronounced in Afrikaans. Khoan. For example, khola. Morphology of Xhosa language. Xhosa is an agglutinative language with an array of prefixes and suffixes that are attached to root words. Nouns in Xhosa are classified into morphological classes or genders with different prefixes for both singular and plural. The verb is modified by affixes to mark subject, object, tense, aspect, and mood. Noun. Xhosa nouns belong to 17 different classes, roughly based on semantic categories. Marking of the plural number depends on the noun class. There are no cases. There are no definite or indefinite articles. Gender is not marked. Adjectives, possessive pronouns, and demonstrative agree with the noun they modify in class and number. Nouns grammar rules. In general, nouns refer to a person, an object, or abstract ideas. For example, a fast runner. The noun is runner because it refers to a person. Grammar plus rules. Number one example is, do you have milk? The noun is milk. And next one is, I have milk and coffee. The noun is coffee. And lastly, he has 3 apples. The plural noun is apples. Verbs. Xhosa verbs are highly inflected. Verbs are used to express an action or a state of being. The present tense in Xhosa conveys a situation or event in the present time. The past tense in Xhosa conveys a situation or event in the past time. The future tense in Xhosa conveys a situation or event which is anticipated to happen in the future. Here are some examples. Present tense. I speak English. You speak France. Past tense. I visited France. You visited Italy. Future tense. I will drink milk. You will drink coffee. The word order in Xhosa. The normal word order in Xhosa is verb object. The subject is part of the verb compound. Adjectives, possessive pronouns, and demonstratives comes after the noun they modify. And Kosi,